le kana ke me. Fa ke for bosu. Le osu ke me. Love doesn't ask why. It speaks from the heart. It never explains. Don't you know that love doesn't think twice? I should prepare for Valentine's. Good morning, Facebook. I get 1.5 hours or at least an hour to do my more small. Keep the page busy. Facebook says I should engage. There's no start button, so you know what to do. They post check at the end. People come on the show to entertain your asses. People like Miracle Smith, people like Mema, Chroma, people like Mimi, people like May. They will come sit on your anointing and don't pay. And that portion is going to work yesterday to the 6th. You can tell me I'm fine. You can tell me I'm not fine. Fine. I'm a fine Ghanaian woman. You can tell me anything you want to tell me. If you don't give me money, you're my enemy. Because when you get money, you will live a thirsty life. And I don't want to be thirsty. I refuse thirst. For thirst, I will return. You can't be living you thirsty, you die you thirsty. Good morning, how you doing? Good morning, Josie. Good morning, baby. I'll call you, yeah? Damn. I will find, I will bleed. I will lay down my life. And that's what you see. I'm saying, gonna live. It's a promise I made. Let's start the morning. Let's start the show. If that's what it takes. I should prepare for Valentine's. If it's raining on red, it's round. And the round is up. And the waves are so high. My body, my soul, I will live on and never let go. Every second I live is a promise I made. That it was what I give. Let's go. Sit it to you. Hey, get your peace. Get your earpiece. If you are driving this morning, I cannot say good morning. Good afternoon, Monrovia. Good afternoon, Accra. Good afternoon to you, Caro. Right there in Ghana. Sit it to your house. Prepare for Valentine's. I'm not responsible for you not paying tip love. For me, I pay tip love. Say to the one I pay love. I'm going to my city to my imaginary boyfriend. It's been real hard to explain. Love don't explain nothing. Love don't explain. You don't ask love why you love me. Because love is love, right? Let's go. Yeah, Papa. Good morning. From wherever you are this morning. In your kitchen. In your bathroom. In the restaurant room. at the dining table, at work. Let's go, let's go. As we prepare to celebrate Valentine's, one of the greatest holidays of all time. See in your eyes, those nights, but I'll be there. The sun rises up when shadow descends. Every beat of my heart, every day that I live, every second I live, it's the fucking promise I made to love your ass to death. But it is. We pray for deep love. Deep love. What to explain? I'm hearing out, whisper my name. But the baby, it's dropping sound. Feel it in my heart. Feel the sound. Oh, man. That's what I be there. When the darkness is up, when shadows descend, every beat of my heart, every day I live, I will turn on the rock, I will bend it up here. Love can make you bend and you break down. We are saying you are shut out. So, oh yeah, all the one day you are crying. All the one day you are crying. Love, it's running well. Every second I live. This one's for you now. It's about all I give. This was happening. I play music. I should create my own content. And it's been on the road. The sun, to the red of the up, and the red as a wine. But my life, my body, my soul, I will live my life, and that's where I go. It's a promise I made. If there's all I give, if that's what it is. First of all, I'm gonna create my own fucking content. I'm a fucking content creator. Forever. And there was a best entertainer of the year. There was a best entertainer going to know how to learn. You want to do that? The Oscar for best performance 2025 to 2026. I see no damn fucking entertainer like me. Let's go, let's go. That was the sound of Celine Dion. I love this song. You know, I've been loving this song since I was a little girl. Since this song was ever written and sang by me, I've loved this song. But that's not the purpose of coming live. My purpose of coming live this morning is to share love, joy, peace, and to gossip. I came live to gossip. If you ask me why I'm live, I came here to gossip. Because gossip here is my full-time job. I should have been on the show since early this morning, but I woke up a little late. When I woke up this morning, I just felt like resting a little bit. I called massage. I called other places, made some, you know, little calls here and there. And then I decided to cook my dry rice. So my dry rice is on the cooker. My fish is in the air fryer. Things are going the way it's supposed to. I put some chicken in the oven, some chicken wings. And now I'm going for massage at 1 o'clock. She said today is a 90 minutes massage. They take $90 from my pay account every month for massage only. But then this morning, she said instead of 60 minutes, it'll be 90. So 90 minutes is $40 more. If over my budget, but I have to do massage. Don't forget, I drove from Minnesota to Texas, from Texas back to Minnesota. It did something to my neck, my spine, my lower back, my hips, my butt, my BBL. It did something to my sexy legs, my thighs, my toes. So today the massage is going to start from head to toe. My face is burning because every month I massage my face. They do some teeth cleansing. It also costs $70. So I'm going to raise the money. We're also raising $1,000. We got bills to pay, the cable bill, but all cable and internet. I don't have support in the house. We're going to pay the phone bill. We got bills to pay. So don't think I can't sit down here to explain long story for free. Let me tell you guys now. My budget a week, I set a budget. Every week, at least, my minimum from Cash App and Zelle should be $1,000. It's not gonna say funny. Every week, my budget. People can be playing, do my replay. I don't have my videos. I do not hide my videos because the page is monetized. Even though there's no start button, but the page is still monetized. And that's why I'm still coming live on this page. Hopefully one day we'll see the start button again. So I set a budget for the beginning of this year. While I was lying quietly in bed in Texas, I made a resolution. I wrote my vision. Every week on this show, at least I should raise $1,000. Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle. It means at the end of the month, I will get paid at least $4,000 US. Isn't that fair enough? There are nurses who make $700 in less than 5 hours. I'm only asking you for $1,000 a week for my talent. I hope I'm fair. To my sponsors, get this clear this morning. If you're a sponsor of this great show, I expect my expectation a month for my sponsors at least should be $500, $250, $300. Please, if you're a sponsor on the show, don't look at me and give me $100. $100 is just my coffee money. If you are sponsoring my show, I call you my sponsor. Look at me and give me $500, $250. Somebody on the platform, the money can look at me every month. She know how much she don't give me. Some of you let to downgrade people. You let to look down people gift, their talent, their time. It takes time. The teeth that in my mouth. I will be cleaning my teeth 4 times a year. Every 3 months. Because I'm a diabetic. I can't clean my teeth no more 6 times. 2 times, I mean. 2 times, no. We are upgrading that to 4 times. A month, a year, a year, sorry. I have to do my implants. That's my wish for my birthday. October stay far. My wish for my birthday this year is to do my implants and to whiten my tooth. I will whiten my tooth before then, but I don't want to whiten tooth no teeth. I want to live a healthy life, take my medication, eat my 1 boiled egg every morning, my salad for lunch. But this morning I'm eating dry rice for lunch, I'm sorry. Shop at Whole Foods for organic so I can live long. Drink my little martini once in a while. I will not drink martini every night. I'll be drinking martini once in a while, you know. I drank martini last night. I will not drink martini again until probably on Saturday or Friday night if I feel like it. I'm a grown woman. Don't ask me why my doctor told me not drinking don't get me stroke. It won't. Not taking my medication will give me stroke. For those who act like the doctors, I'm talking to a diabetic doctor. I got my primary doctor. I got my diabetic educator. Drinking my wine will not give me stroke. That's why I switched to dry wine. I switched to dry wine, dry Italian wine. taking my medication every morning, taking my insulin to keep me healthy, resting. If you call my phone and I don't pick up, it means I'm resting. Resting is a requirement. My Charlotte Roberts page was hacked. The one with the red beret, the 65K page. But the devil is a fucking liar. I know who's doing that bullshit. There are some loony bitches on the Facebook. They can hustle online. So they won't hustle now on the internet. It's not going to work. That page is mine. You can't take it away from me. This particular person is soliciting people for money for buying cars. I'm not selling no car. I want all of you, my followers, to go on that particular post. On the other page with the 65K followers, the one wearing the red beret. Right on there and tell the people, say, I'm talking Caroline Kou, Apeton. Tell them Charlotte Roberts is not selling cars. Swam Morris, her page was hacked and she's trying to get her page back. That's all. It's simple and nice. You know, sometimes I use so many passwords until I forget the password. My manager and I, we are collaborating to get the page back. Just go there. If you love me, just go on that page. Right on the page and you put a thing, say you stole Sarah's page. You hacked her page. She's not the one. She told us to tell you she's not the one. Guys, selling cars. I'm not selling cars. I can't even sell painting that car was there. For sure, if I'm making the real money I should be making on the Facebook, I won't be selling cars. But I'm not making that money. How are we selling cars? What she's up to? Oh. I can't even sell correct food again. I can't even sell correct food again. Then I will sell cars. And the rich auntie can suppose say they're selling one. They see not rich auntie can. They see that pray they can. You know you go in pray. That they can, the people can wear it when the people say they're selling can. You call it one prediction. So you please tell your people, Charlotte Roberts are not the same cars. I can't even say correct prediction. Then a car will say, Kuma Flomo, Kuma Flomo, my hair vendor, she gave me this. This gown just to rock, she gave it to me in the black. I gave one to my auntie. And then I took this one. I think I love the color. It's everything is supposed to be. Watch out, take. I should wear it. You think I should rack it the money? Watch out, niggas. Once, inside. I told you, I said, show business all about presentation. If you get present, don't do show business. Show business is not for the weak. It's not for the lazy. It's not for the sloppy. If you are sloppy, show business not for you. If you don't have enough clothes to change, enough ways to rock, enough haters, like what I'm wearing. Oh, I want most of the haters from Ghana. This prince, I will tell my brothers to send me more of them. They won't want, yeah, to just tell my hero, make a fashion statement. I just try to tell the face, the internet, that I'm an African and I can change my colors at any time. This morning, I listened to the woman causing Tato Frenchie. She said Tato Frenchie think she's the only educated Liberian woman, but she's not. Some lady was putting on more for Tato Frenchie. Tato Frenchie is a Liberian actor. She's on Spoon TV. She's a contributor to the show. She's a girlfriend to Stanton Witherspoon. They have been fucking now for months. They have a very deep relationship. They are in deep love. They want good thing about the relationship. They understand each other. That Francie understands that Spoon is married. Spoon understands that Francie is married. So, and Francie understands too that Spoon got girlfriends. So she will not be jealous. I mean, it's a very understandable relationship. Those kind of relationships can last for a lifetime. And that's why status take out the show. Can we be honest? Yeah, in an open marriage, we can go and fuck, I can go and fuck, and we'll come right back and continue where we started from. I mean, this sarcastic show. It's not alleged. We're not alleging yet. What they point him, Hassan told us already. Patrick brother told us. Patrick Hassan brother told us. They both of them were fucking in Monrovia. Tato Fresi husband was next door to the hotel room. And Tato Fresi will sneak in there. Center will fuck the shit on her. She'll come back to her husband's room. Her husband won't fuck her. She said no. You know when a woman is fucking after her marriage, she doesn't now her husband says? We'll be discussing that more this Valentine's season. When a woman is fucking out of her marriage, she does deny her husband sex. When a man is fucking outside his matrimonial bed, he will deny his wife her right, her legal right to her nut bed. But that's not the issue this morning. This morning I came left to discuss the nonsense that is going on in Monrovia, Liberia. What I feel to say? You know what I feel to say? I want no sound. I want no sound. There's a case that is going on in Monrovia, Liberia, and they contributors. There's a grown man that work for youth sports. I'm hearing from reliable sources that this young man is in the habit of fucking young girls and young boys at the same time. There are men who are legally married to women. They get children. They cannot get real. But they are still predators. They are still sick. Let us not distinguish. Let's distinguish it too. Oh, the man educated. The man married. So what? A lot of your Liberian people do that thing. The man married. He educated. So he will not fuck on your wife. So he don't sodomize little boys. He don't rape little girls. No. Don't never think that way. If you think that way, it means that you don't understand. There are people who are sick. And I pray this morning that the JMB government, the United Party government, led by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, Joseph Numa Boaka, will take this case very seriously. Our boys are getting sodomized. Our young girls are getting raped before the age of 12. Leaving them depressed, destroying their wombs, or a lot of them will not give birth to children. My fish. I'm cooking something. I'm making my fish this morning. Trying to turn this shit back on. Let's get back to it. Let's see what's going on in the horizon. I wish I was in Ghana with Karo this morning to swallow some banku and okra. You will see what I see. You will know what I know. I was never coming. Zokro. We know who be who. Pop is that I mean, Charlotte Rabbit. I've come from the farm ever since I've been knocking it. Oh, Charlotte, I love you, but you do rest up. The last time I saw you were eating dry rice again. Oh, Charlotte, I love you, but you love too much dry rice. Oh, The first time I met you, you were eating dry rice, you. So I'm waiting for my dry rice. That's they're going to see you. It was nicely cooked by me the other day. Take home my dry rice. I will put the okra on the tin and open it, people. Take home and tilapia. I love tilapia though. Yeah, so I say it's ready. I'm going to put it in the sifter to drain, you know. That's what is going on here this morning on Popular Demand. I'm live. Oh, Charlotte, I love you, but you love too much dry rice. The first time I met you, you were eating dry rice, you know. Oh, Charlotte, I love you, but you love dry rice. Woo! That's what be hurting me. Well, and the Oscar for the best dry rice maker go to no other than the one and only, the most beautiful woman on Facebook, the most talented, the Oscar go to Charlotte Ramos for the best dry rice maker in town. Don't you want my dry rice? Ask Camila. Oh, Charlotte, I love you, but you love too much dry rice. Swap. You and me, why you and me laughing at me? We are going to tell Joseph Walker. I came to tell Joseph Walker this morning. The city I'm telling Donald Trump. I'm going to get the personal courtesy call that the raping, the whole raping bullshit, it should stop immediately. What they make all this man go? Why should I be responsible for your children's school fee? What's wrong with it? Instead of you find girlfriend in America to pay your children's school fee, you don't say people put that money to what the interest is? Son of my God. I pay my in-laws children's school fee. And you charge school fee, I can't pay you. Son of my God. You see my niece in Ghana, or school fee said no be pay. Your son of my swan. Oh, also, he go find someone that woman looking for me. I mean, coming that tie in trouble. Me. This is not bad. No, you better stop calling my damn phone. Talk about our in a keke. The noise too much. When I came, I'll call you. Where there will be no noise. You better go call the man. All the women in America looking for me. You go call them. Yeah, man. Can't talk about your own a keke. They know too much when you get to a destination. You call me. No. Leave my telephone, man. You broke up, man. Your children go to school. What is going to do? Is to go play this hour? You know you got children in school. What is going to do? Is to go play cassava? Your mates are planting cassava. Tell me bullshit the money. If I pay a children's school fee, who will pay my own children's school fee? You're in chair. Let me just say I gotta pay for the lake or driving school. I gotta pay to fix for my car windshield. You know the things I gotta do in America? You're son of my swan. And you don't want to give me talent to cap up beyond face to pay your children's school fee. What are you children for? I already adopted 5 different families. And I'm adding no more. I put your PFT today. My spiritual creator don't PFT today. I see your man attacking me. Once you see your man attacking me, you know what I mean? Your son of a swan. Oh, no, bro. They don't want you to really raping the small children them. You go play cassava. That old man Gonda. So, to be honest, I really don't know what's going on. Let me Insolent nobe. By the time I level my head, the parents disappear from MRT. See your friend hustling for women to pay their children's school fee. Your Salama code. That means you pay your children's school fee. You know, say you're supposed to your body children for you. You know, say you're supposed to pay school for your body children. You're nearly big. Chaka said. I think the raping need to stop. There are a lot of Liberian men who don't have respect for their gender. They marry, they get children. They got teenage girls and boys. But that illness, that urge, when they come in and they can do anything. And that is it's destroying the masses. It's destroying the generation. And generations to come. And they said that one of those cases were thrown out of court. Because they didn't have sufficient evidence. And that's a laugh from hell. There are 1 million men walking on the streets of Monrovia as things to be corrected. Why will only 1 man be taking them on, all those men, and accused of rape? Like, people ever care? Like, people ever have evidence? When it comes to rape, like, people ever care evidence? Like, people don't have evidence. We don't even have rape kit. James called me yesterday. He said they had to go to Ghana, to go and get a rape kit to do the rape examination, the blood work or whatever, the testing. Can you imagine? This is 2026. Like, people do not even have the machine that you use to determine if Mary was raped at Joseph or Joseph was raped at Mary. And you still say you're running country. What the hell you're running that, bro? Bullshit or nonsense? You need to get it together, man. I'm tired. I'm feeling low pain. I'm telling you, I'm tired. Cocktail I drank last night. They don't have no rape kit. They have to go to a different country. When it comes to diabetic machine, I don't know if they get it yet because Don Cabo said we're trying to get something like that to Liberia, the diabetic machine. Can you imagine if somebody on dialysis? And even if Liberia get it, how many hospitals get a diabetic machine? This is sad though. And you're still what they're paying one senator $10,000, $20,000 a month. If I become president of that republic, we'll change our constitution. No senator walking home with more than what the masses is making. One senator paycheck, it can pay all the civil servants. One senator paycheck. That's unfair. In a country that can barely pay its employee. What don't say? The dialysis, yeah, the dialysis machine. That's why I mentioned you. You have a heart for Liberia when it comes to dialysis, when it comes to diabetes. The woman said that's the project they were trying to undertaking in Liberia, to take the machine to Monrovia, to take the machine to Niba County, Sanikwele, to Totan, to Grand Chile, to Plimo, Maryland. While your senators there collecting all the county refunds, the county funds. There's no system in place. I don't want to come to America to tell the people they have to run the country. But your own country, your country we get correct electricity. Carol just arrived in Ghana yesterday. I just spoke to Carol this morning. Carol said the difference she see in Ghana and Liberia. Ghana can assist, Ghana can electricity. And that's true. I went to Accra. I enjoyed all 10 days, eh? No, I stayed 1 month. I stayed abroad for 10 days. And I vacation in Ghana to bury my mom for 1 month. And I really enjoy my time. This bullshit gotta stop. No electricity, no security, no good road network, no clean running water, no machine to save orthopedic patients, no rape kit. Will somebody get raped? How much for that thing? Joseph Waga, how much for a rape kit? Every clinic, every major hospital in Monrovia should have a orthopedic machine and a rape kit. Those are medical supplies. Every hospital, when somebody say I'm raped, you can run the test. See first if the person, what the person is saying is true. If the person identified Joseph Brown, the justice system should come in. Gender ministry should work in collaboration with justice ministry to make sure that bastard is arrested. Once it's alleged, you can say there wait for the man to run away for the country to go to Ghana, Gambia. They are saying looking for the man. The minute it's reported, that person should be arrested, apprehended. In America, they'll hold you for, I think, 48 hours. I don't know about the law in America, in Liberia, what your constitution says. I have to start reading the constitution now, as I prepare to be the next female president. Come 2029. Then the plot work begin. If that child can identify the not bad, this is the not bad that raped me. That not bad should be arrested. And all the blood work done. You get made a man to go, he come out, he go, he come out. Oh, the blood we answer, we will see the rape kit. You know the no rape kit in Liberia. We're gonna say for it for Gambia, where you rap, then you must come out here. In America, they take rape as murder. When you rape somebody that murder, you get killed that person. You don't have any small children that are teenagers. Their womb rotting today. They can't born baby again. Some of them 19 and 25 now. They married, they can't give birth to with a child to their husband because they were raped and nothing was done about it. The victim became the victim was bullied for their own truth. Only because of our mindset. 50% of Liberians are illiterate. Because if I said 99% money, you're not saying your ears. Almost half of the population, even those that claim to be educated, they went to so-called LU, so-called Cardinal, so-called this, they are still illiterate. Oh, they make a good job. That man will look around and tell you, that good man will look around and tell you, don't spoil the man, man. Who told you that? It's time to differentiate career from character. You see priest. You ain't see priest. You don't have any Catholic churches were charged of rape. Why the people say, oh, you know that because you're a priest, he wearing clerical? No. Because there are sick people on this planet. Liberians don't let to hear about rape charges because a lot of them were raped in the camp. A lot of them suffer rape. They are victims. And they are in denial. They never got helped. They never got therapy. So when you talk about rape, it trickles them. And they are, because they are saying denial, they'll say a lie. You are delusional. How can a whole youth and sports minister rape a child? A whole youth and sports minister who's supposed to be there to be your mentor, to guide, to direct, to orchestrate, to supervise. How? Those are the kinds of things that our country should be working on. Come on, sis, mommy. Joseph Nima Bwaka, I'm calling on you this morning. By the power invested in me, by the Spirit of the living God, to do your job. When it comes to rape, I don't take it easy. I don't. We are calling this on this morning the Ministry of Gender, the Ministry of Justice, to do your job. Or else we'll be here dragging your asses. You're getting paid. You're going to protect your citizens from the hands of these wicked men, these diabolic men, these delusional men, these low lives, these so-called ministers. How can a whole deputy minister defy a child for crime or lie? And you call yourself a deputy minister? What are you controlling? You're supposed to be the one to save the child, to mentor. You put yourself in these kind of positions to take advantage of the less fortunate. And we will be the voice for the voiceless. Since they don't have voice to speak, we'll use our platforms if necessary. We'll use our voice. This government and the past governments have failed our children. This government and the past government of the Republic of Liberia, you guys have failed that generation. And you're still going to fail generations to come. If people like us don't stand up, if we don't speak out, if we don't use our voice, there's too much rape going on in Liberia. Those days in Liberia, our parents used to leave all the neighbors. They're not doing nothing anymore. Because that's how children are getting raped. And the justice system in Liberia has failed our people. I'm not there this morning, but I can imagine what's going on. So when a pregnant woman in the house, son, she not go from court to court to seek justice. I see what a girl here all the time. Say, mommy, what a girl name? Meska. How I Meska? How I always talk about this kind of topic. When how I talking the platform clear, nobody will go listen to Hawa. The people that Hawa Meska need to be in Liberia. Doing her job until she got children. That's why she's still in America. And those are the kind of people you guys will not want to hire at general ministry. All you want to get paid, steal common money, drive good cars, build good houses, enjoy soft life. When your children say you fly into Ghana, when your man say you fly your man to Dubai, You're enjoying while the children are suffering. The children don't even have free lunch for school. The children don't even have free books, libraries. Then what the hell, you guys, are you powerful? I promise you this morning, if I become president of the Republic of Liberia, these are the things I'm going to work on. Libraries, rape kits, diabetic machines. God damn it. Good hospitals, electricity, good running water, good road network. Clean running water, I mean. Good schools, electricity, security, first and foremost. Security. Under my regime, I will make sure these things are implemented. If a grown man lay over a little girl to rape them, you will be held accountable for your actions. We are not going to castrate you, but you are going to spend time in federal prison. I'm going to make sure South Beach, Bella Yala, all those prison compounds is going to be renovated so that it can be suitable for a human being to live and breathe while serving the time for their actions. In America, you do the fucking crime, you do the time. That's my vision. Ask me the morning, say, in the next 5 years, what's your vision? I cannot do it alone. I will need a generation or army of people to come behind me so that we can clean Monrovia from this injustice. Fatima Bintu Kaba, her ex-husband, he raped her niece. They dragged the case until the man fled. Guess what happened to the victim? The victim get traumatized, depressed. I'm a living witness. My children were affected by sexual abuse right here in this great country. If they never went for therapy, but now I don't know how their lives were going to be like. I'm still struggling with them. They're still struggling. There's an aftermath to sexual abuse. It's deep. It's called trauma. It's not the actual act. The act is scary, but it leaves something they call trauma. Where the child will be sleeping at night and they are frightening. Where the child will be lying in bed and they feel like somebody is walking over them. They are never secure. They are always insecure. That's the traumatic part about it. Sexual abuse leaves you traumatized. The word is traumatized. And that is deep. It's hurtful. It's depressing. Psychologically, it affects the brain. For those of you who don't know, take a look at Zoe's life. Zoe Dempsey in New Jersey. Zoe is roaming from one not bed to another not bed. Zoe is trying to feel love. She's running after love. She wants to feel wanted, appreciated, loved. But how can she? When she herself is wounded. She's still traumatized. She thinks she's okay, but she's not. Am I allowed to use her as an example? Right before our eyes, Zoe is melting. PTSD. So we came on live and told us that she found a guy. She met a guy. The guy was chasing her for 1 year. The minute he slept with her, he left her. Because she's not healed. Physically, mentally, spiritually. She's destroyed. She need to stay away from North Bay. The root cause, she was raped by her stepdaddy. Her own set came to her story at the age of 11 years old, right there in New Jersey. And I've been asking the question over and over. So then what happened to the predator? What did the family do about it? That's the aftermath. Today, Zoe is a new saint to society. She's suffering trauma. She needs to accept that she needs help. Because trauma is deeper than we think. I don't know why God allowed me this afternoon to come on Facebook to discuss this morning, to discuss this all-important matter. Because this particular issue is affecting our generation. It's going to affect generations. That generation that was left in the refugee camp. Fran, please pay your offering. Miracle Smith, please go to the offering basket. That generation that was left on the refugee camp. They were destroyed. Sexual abuse by their uncles, their aunties' husbands, their stepfathers, their neighbors, their friend, their dad friend. That generation, they came to America. That generation did not get healed. So guess what? They're having sex all over the place. Some of them are being recorded. These men have taken advantage of them. They are not satisfied with one man. They meet a man because they are still not healed. They broke up with that man. They meet a new man. They just continue. Every 3 months they fall in love. Everyone falls in love sometimes. But not that kind of love. A lot of them fall in love in a hopeless place. They are hopeless. They are traumatized. They are destroyed. They are damaged. They are traumatized. And because they didn't get healed, it lived on. They are making babies. Their babies are making babies. And the state thing is okay. You can sleep with multiple men. This is the generation that destroyed this generation. The younger generation, the 80s generation, the 90s generation. They know no better. Nobody taught them class. Nobody taught them morals. Nobody taught them that it was wrong to meet a man at the club and just bring him home. He just sleep with you, forgetting that he carries a spirit. Nobody taught them that if you go to your auntie house to sleep, you cannot fuck your auntie husband. It's a no. That's diabolic. Nobody told them that it was wrong. It is wrong to sleep with your teacher for grace. Nobody told them ethics. Nobody taught them ethics. Integrity. The word is integrity. I meant to use the word integrity. Yes, it's true. A lot of men force on women to rape them. They take advantage. It happened right here in America. A lot of men, they push their way on women. They force the women and they rape them. They did not consent. And that's why the Joseph Nima Bwaka government need to work in collaboration with the justice system. The Joseph Bwaka Duma government need to work with General Ministry to stop this bullshit. No deputy minister for youth and sport should be raping children under 18. That's a no. It's unacceptable. It's unethical. It's time that we stand on this ground, right here in the United States of America, and say no to this kind of nonsense. That guy should be suspended immediately. The deputy minister or acting deputy, whoever the fuck he is, he should be suspended. No paycheck. His car's taken away from him. His passport seized. Until the investigation is final. There are 1+ million men in Liberia. If that child can sit at you, if that child didn't die from a rape and they can recognize the predator, then something is not right somewhere. My next question is what is gender ministry and the justice ministry doing? Are these guys going to walk scot-free? Are you guys going to continue to ignore the signs on the wall? That there are men who are educated. There are men who hold portfolios. There are men who got PhD. There are men who earned master's degree, but they are still sick. Let's try to differentiate the two. Career and character. That's the only way we'll understand that there are sick men out here. They are educated, but they are still sick. They are sick pastors. They are sick priests. Let's differentiate the two. Your kind of mindset. Oh, the man graduated from LU. That boy graduated from Howard. I pay you. Don't get sport upon the family. That man too educated to rape that girl. You stop it. You stop it. You start spotting the put that man went been buying for 35 years. Who care for fuck? How many years he have been married for? Who told you that because somebody been married for 25 years, 30 years, and now rapist? What does marriage have to do with character? And the bullshit I hear most of your Liberians saying. A lot of Liberians say that bullshit. Oh, that man been married, oh. Don't stigmatize the poor family, oh. Don't ruin the poor repetition. Who told you that? Somebody can be married for many, many years. And they are still fucking rapists. Somebody can be the president of the Republic of Liberia. And they are still a fucking rapist. Hey! Somebody can earn their doctorate in gynecologist. Their doctorate in psychologist. Their doctorate in social work. And they are still a fucking rapist. Nobody told you that. You better stop the bullshit and get educated. You better get some sense. And start associating character with education. That man, the men are being made for youth and sport. You know how many children be under that man? You know how many children that man had raped and they didn't say nothing? You know how many little boys have been sodomized and they didn't say nothing? Because we're afraid to. Who told you because somebody being minister of education, they being minister of gender, they being minister of public works? So they are now a demon. There are a lot of these bitches. They got demons walking the inside of them. They have not gotten healed for the childhood trauma. So they try to bleed on a society that never caught them. Someone they were never raped, but they just have this demon living in them. They keep to steal, kill, and destroy. And they want to destroy everything that walk in their path. And they think by touching other people's children, it will numb their pain. And nobody should be responsible for your illness. If you have a problem with addiction, if you are addicted to sex, if your wife cannot satisfy you, go for help. Go and seek therapy. Go and talk to a doctor, a psychologist. Go and talk to somebody. Go and talk to Jesus. Go and talk to the Holy Spirit. Go and talk to God, the creator of all things. That you need to be healed. You need to be delivered. You need to be delivered from the spirit of darkness. How dare you? Some of you will tell your wife to bring her sister child in the house so you can raise the child. You agree only to rape the child every night. Most of you in Liberia, where are you in America? Where are you in Minnesota? Where are you in Brooklyn Park? Where are you in Brooklyn Center? Where are you in Maple Grove? Right here in Zimmerman. Right here in Rogers. Right here in St. Michael's. Right here in Ostico. Right here in Champlain. Right here in Anoka. Your wife's sister in the house. The only person you want to fuck is your wife's sister. Your wife's little niece. That's the only person you have to urge. That's a spirit. You sit in the couch watching CNN and the child comes for school. You look to the doctor. Who is it? That me. Uncle Ned. Yeah. I left my keys. Okay, I'm coming open the door. And you open the fucking door. Nobody's in the house. Because your high school or her boss come before the children in elementary or middle school. In this country, the middle school boss come after the high school boss. The high school boss come before. And the child is home alone. Your wife goes to work to make ends meet. And you sit in your lazy cripple goddamn no best thing off in the couch. Predators and hunters. Waiting for the child to get home. When you open the door, the lady go upstairs to change your clothes. You running upstairs to go push the door on. And you tell her, only because she's not your daughter. Am I lying? Welcome. Am I lying? And you people like y'all are overprotective of your own children. And today you guys are not molesting girls. You guys are molesting boys. Little boys have been sodomized by a lot of your bitches. And that's wrong. I came to call you out. I came to make a show of nonsense. I came to create the awareness. Don't leave your little niece in the house with your husband. Trust no man. God damn it. Trust no man. Don't leave your niece in the house with your husband. If you know you're working the night shift, I don't know what you're going to do. Yes. Do not leave your niece in the house with your husband. And make sure to have hidden cameras. Make sure to have hidden cameras. Because they can lie. Predators are murderers. Predators, they are liars. Predators, they are hunters. They don't let to go out a lot because they are hunters. A lot of predators do not let to go out too much. They will sit down all day or observe the later. Come sit down here. You enjoy that bottle of Griaco? Yeah, well, Uncle Naya enjoy it. What did I make it? So we got boyfriend now. I get boyfriend. Oh, good for you, man. You eat long and you get boyfriend. What up, boy? You're talking to the room. No, not my boyfriend. Don't get boyfriend. Yeah? I will be your boyfriend. Kiss me now. Kiss my lap. No. Kiss my lap, man. Those Congo men. Those from K. Ashley. Those Congo men from Broadway. They did those things. We chat up with them. The Johnsons. The Perkins. The Taylors. Oh, you see Congo men always low pool. Congo men always low pool. Most of the Congo men you see Prophet, Ikle, Ashley, they are rapists. Say I said what I said. Yeah, I ain't taking it back. The Carters, the robbers. You see, they already try, tell them they're sick. Bunch of predators. They now fuck their wife sister. All the children you see, they call nieces. That causing me. Husband children. The husband fuck the niece. The husband fuck his wife's sister. All the children you see playing around the yard. That the wife, that the husband children know. That I his wife. How you call it? That I in-laws. They are sick. They did started since the settlers days. Let's go back to Virginia. Let's go back to Broadway. Let's go back to Connellsville. Let's go back to Johnsonville. Let's go back to the Congo settlements. Today, we just say that the Congo people. Loma men are all raping now. James said he's surprised that Loma men get rape. I said for James to be. Loma men are all that they are rapers now. Loma po pele po what's stupid here. Pele men are all raping now. It got nothing to do with trap. That's what I'm trying to sit with. It has nothing to do with education. It has nothing to do with political status. It has nothing to do with marital status. A married man can rape his own wife's sister. I hope I'm educating. I'm about to eat my dry rice. It's almost 12 noon. The day I lay my cast, I want to lay a free woman. And that's why I'm pushing to become the next female president of the Republic of Liberia. If you catch a man raping a child, if a grown man is accused of child molestation, whether you penetrate it, you touch the tete, you touch the bottle, you going down, you will serve your time for your crime. I hope I'm clear. Let's check the fucking dry rice. Let's go back to Prophet this morning. Let's go back to Clay Ashley. But these days it's happening right there in Nima County. These days it's happening right there in Sano County. These days it's happening right there in Grand Bassa County. Our senators, our lawmakers, they have failed us. In fact, the lawmakers are the mean rapists. Can I use my platform to speak truth to power? The people that are supposed to be implementing these laws, they are the ones that are breaking the laws. Oh, let me get my dry rice pain. You know dry rice? I hope Kamina will come and get some dry rice. That's why they don't let you hear about rape conversation. Or typical Liberian men do not let you hear the kind of thing they can say. That woman crazy. That woman she's son. And I'm son, but I can't even put the money. Wow, what kind of money? I didn't get it inside my boo. I got up. I brushed my teeth first. I took my medication. I came downstairs. I made my dry rice. At some point, go do that one. I put the rice cooker warm my head and plug it. Yeah, man. Some man woman she crazy. I put the rice cooker warm my head to plug it. And you're the crazy asses. They rapists. Son of mercy, little girls and little boys. And this time, they are not only raping girls, they are raping boys. A lot of them are chicken across the road. To the wall or fucking each other on the pole. To the wall, a lot of them were son of my soul. They're trying to protect their being on a generation that didn't cut him. Most of the children you're raping are not even born yet. When you fought that senseless war. Most of y'all that are raping on their children, that trying to protect your being on the innocent children. Those children were not even born. When that senseless war took place, that brought us into a lane. By the river of Babylon, where we first met, everywhere, when we remember Zion. Well, let me lay my okra to where okra is supposed to be. You know, sometimes dry rice will make you sing songs. Will make you tell stories of life. The minute I put a dry rice on, the Lord instructed me to come live 20 cameras on Charlotte. I need to say some few words pertaining to rape. And almost 12 noon in my city. Good afternoon. Good evening, Accra. Good evening, Monrovia. Good evening, Lagos. Good evening, good afternoon to all of you that's watching live. I'm live this afternoon for the sole purpose of creating the awareness on such a sensitive topic. This topic will bring more hate to you because a lot of Liberians are victims. A lot of Liberian women, they are in denial. Didn't let you hear the topic yet. When you discuss rape, they won't kill you. A lot of them, they are victims. The war is victim. This morning I'm here beating my okra. I should prepare to make the okra with the dry rice. If you ask me this morning, say, Shada, what's your favorite meal? I will tell you dry rice. I never thought in my life I would love dry rice. My cousin told me to be cooking the dry rice with the Maggi. I forgot to put the Maggi on the rice. When you see young girls, do you put nothing in? They were all fake. Most of the trade were victims. You don't blame them. Porno started today that because they were victims. Their uncle, they abused them. Their neighbors abused them. Their stepdaddy especially. A lot of these children, their steppa abused them. They are victims. You see, they come and tell you. But the action will tell you. What kind of woman can get set for no pay? Every 3 months she get new man. Every year she marry and remarry. that how people supposed to get married? Marriage was called. Marriage is an institution. You can't just get married every year. Something wrong somewhere. You need something like psychological intervention. Okay. At the end of this month, I will put all my Christmas decoration down and put my Valentine's decoration up at the board face, so we can enjoy Valentine's. For the Christmas tree can be up all year round. Matter Steve was here. Matter Steve told me that you can use your tree all year round. Don't matter what country that place. So I'll put my tree away. My tree of 5 years. We'll put it down at the end of this month. And then we'll start decorating the house for Valentine's. I stir my dry rice. Oh man, I need one pellet here to stir it right. I won't cook like it. Ooh, pellet cook. Loma people the way you can cook. My dry rice is all ready. That's my dry rice. I will take some and put it in my bowl. I know some of you want to see what I'm doing. That's my dry rice. I can create content this morning too. If I see my content, you're seeing me on Reels, it means I'm creating content. Content creating, pay the bills, okay. Take all my fish. Let me see what the chicken wings. I'll pick some chicken wings. Let me see. I'll take all my wings. I want to eat some dry rice and wings. Because somebody have went to work. Yeah. If you want some dry rice, call me. I can only give dry rice to one person. If you are at work, I see Teresa Norwich, you want to eat dry rice, call me. I will drop one tray off of you. One bowl. I hope I'm not putting you out the money. Let me make the children some rice. I can eat some more salad. I put the oven up a little bit. Soon I'll be removing all of these decorations as we prepare for Valentine's. You know, what do you think? Now, use a clean spoon. More Ghanaian. Ghanaians. We'll make our sauce. I live a quiet life. That's the life I like to live. Food, good wine, pay my bills, travel the world. But they say I don't think I want to travel. I want to travel, but I have a bigger project I'm thinking about. I'll be focusing on that. I love this side of the house and make my picture look clean. Let's eat. It's almost noon. I have to eat to live. Let me check my blood sugar. Blood sugar is a little high because of the wine. The wine make my sugar high. So I'm about to take my insulin. Before you eat, you can take your insulin.
The board.
And obviously, who can win, it may differentiate in terms of that approach, depending on what state you're talking about, too, right? Or in terms of how far progressive or maybe more establishment to go here. All in all, I mean, I think voters are still looking for something fresh and new and also an alternative plan, not just attacking Trump, but also putting forth your own policy solutions. And primaries can help with that as you sort out those different primaries, policies.
There's a headline in Axios today about this Michigan Democratic primary about getting nasty. Stevens, who is the sitting congresswoman in Michigan, attacks fellow Democrats as Michigan Senate primary gets ugly. I mean, that's always, no matter what party it is, that is always part of the drawback of having a very fulsome debate, is that you could end up hurting the only winner of the primary.
Yeah, and it's very interesting. It's not just happening in Michigan, it's happening in Texas, it's happening in Maine. This is like a petri dish for the message the Democrats are going to come up with in the 2028 race. Everyone's looking at these races to see what works. Everyone that's thinking of running for president is really keeping an eye on this.
Yeah, no question about it. Thank you all. Great discussion. I learned a lot, as always. Thank you for joining Inside Politics. Today, CNN News Central starts right now.
Demanding nothing less than full control. President Trump arguing for a U.S. takeover of Greenland just hours before top officials from the territory and Denmark arrive at the White House. We're about to hear what happened during those talks.
And Iran's internal war. The ruling regime warns protesters that anyone arrested will be considered guilty of opposing the government, as President Trump vows strong action without saying what that might be. And an alarming new report on vaccination rates as a measles outbreak in one state doubles in size. We're following these major developing stories and many more, all coming in right here to CNN News Central.
Breaking news to CNN. We're standing by to hear from the foreign ministers of Denmark and Greenland, fresh off their high-stakes meeting with Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. President Trump has made what he wants clear. He says anything less than full U.S. control of Greenland is unacceptable. As a result of all this tension, Denmark is stepping up its military presence around the territory starting today. And we're also learning that fellow NATO member Sweden has also sent troops. Let's go live to Nuuk, Greenland with CNN international diplomatic editor Nick Robertson. Nick, what are you anticipating from this press conference that is soon set to start?
We should get a sense of how the meeting went. Look, the Danish foreign minister went in there saying that he wanted to lower the temperature, sit in the room, eye to eye, and have a conversation, a more realistic conversation. But the stakes going into that meeting, as you say, President Trump saying unacceptable if the United States not able to control Greenland, the threat hanging over it, of course, if not the easy way, the hard way. From the Danish perspective, it was announced by the military, as you mentioned, just before that meeting going in, that they're increasing their military presence in and around Greenland. Air Force, Navy, troops. Sweden joining them in that. I think we can expect other NATO nations to join. And the reason they gave for that was increased security tensions in this Arctic region. And that implies, we don't know that they meant it, but it certainly implies that with those security tensions that have increased are coming from the United States, from the rhetoric from the White House. So the positioning going into the meeting is very clear. I don't think anyone is expecting to see an armada of NATO arriving here or thousands of Danish troops disgorging from military aircraft in the airport here in Nuuk, which is pretty close to where we're at. But already we have seen small numbers of Danish forces arriving here. It is it's beyond rhetoric, but the numbers that we've seen so far, it's not token because the Danish have a military command here. Their northern command is here. They have troops here, and the number ramps up depending on the military exercises that they're doing. But it's not it's not a massive number, but it is a very, very clear signal going into the meeting that they're not backing down from that position that Greenland wants to be part of Denmark and rejects being part of the United States.
And what are you hearing from Greenlanders on the ground that you've been speaking to?
They know that this meeting is high stakes. They know that it's the big meeting. They really want to know what's going to come out of it. They're very concerned because Greenland itself, population 57,000, the largest island in the world, 12th largest country in the world, is very concerned that they don't have an army. But if the United States did decide to do this the hard way and have a military deployment here, then Greenland itself would find itself in a very precarious position. They're looking towards NATO to give them that support, that military support. But of course, the United States is part of NATO, so they really want that as a very, very strong and powerful diplomatic message. But it's the narrative coming from President Trump that caused concern here, not just that he says this could happen in the easy way or the hard way, but the fact that President Trump has a narrative about security threats here that just doesn't match the reality that the people in Greenland see. President Trump says there's an immediate and big threat from China, from Russia, from their ships in and around here, and the people of Greenland don't see that. So there's already that sort of credulity gulf, if you will, with how President Trump is framing it. They also point to the fact that the United States under the 1951 treaty can have any number of military bases it wants inside of Greenland, that it can have any number of troops that it wants here, that it has the right to mine rare earths and minerals here, that the government, I spoke to the Deputy Mining Minister a couple of days ago, and he said, look, our door's open for the United States to do this, and it has been since that agreement 1951, but he said recently, we're just not seeing interest from US companies to come here and invest because they say it takes investment. They have strong, tough environmental law. It takes investment to get those minerals. The view here is that President Trump is speaking about to them somewhere that doesn't sound like Greenland to them, because what he says is happening here, they don't see happening.
Wow. Nick Robertson, live for us in New Greenland. Thank you so much for that report. Brianna?
We're also closely watching the situation in Iran, where President Trump is weighing military action over, he says, the regime's brutal crackdown on nationwide protests. A warning that some of the images you're about to see are disturbing. New social media video shows at least 100 people dead at a makeshift morgue. CNN cannot independently verify how many people have been killed, but a U.S.-based human rights group says at least 2,400 protesters have died in the anti-government demonstrations, and another 18,000 have reportedly been arrested. President Trump is warning Iran against any executions of those prisoners, vowing that the U.S. will take strong action in retaliation. CNN's Kristen Holmes is at the White House. Kristen, how soon could the administration make a decision on Iran?
Yeah, Brianna, what we're told from U.S. officials is that right now they don't have a firm decision on what kind of action they would actually take. We had that meeting yesterday, the national security team, where they really refined those options, but there hasn't been anything definitive. But we're also told by U.S. officials that President Trump himself now feels obligated to take some kind of decisive action when it comes to Iran, because essentially he himself set this red line, and he's very aware of presidents in the past setting a red line and then not crossing it, or having the other side cross it and then not having any kind of action, and what that looks like. So I want to play for you just some of what we've heard from President Trump when we talk about him setting his own red line. This was yesterday when he was asked about Iran executing protesters.
We will take very strong action. If they do such a thing, we will take very strong action.
And this strong action you're talking about, what's the end game?
The end game is to win. I like winning. And when they start killing thousands of people, and now you're telling me about hanging. We'll see how that works out for them. It's not going to work out good.
So obviously that is just one of a number of threats that we have heard from President Trump. Now we are told from these U.S. officials that the national security team is split on whether or not they want to do a kinetic military strike. They do insist that any military action that they take is not going to involve U.S. troops on the ground. And of course, one of the things that they're weighing so heavily is the benefit of this, any kind of military action going to outweigh the risk. We know from U.S. intel reports already that there is an indication that Iran itself is preparing options to retaliate and to strike against U.S. bases in the Middle East.
All right, Kristen Holmes, thank you so much for the latest there. Still to come, the Pentagon is sending dozens of military lawyers to Minneapolis as confrontations between federal agents and protesters escalate. Plus, an au pair turned mistress is back on the stand testifying about an alleged plot to kill her lover's wife and frame an innocent man for the murder. And then later, a measles outbreak in South Carolina doubles in size as we're getting some new data about the number of parents opting out of childhood vaccines. Well, that and much more coming up on CNN News Central.
The Arena with Casey Hunt today at 4 on CNN and watch on the CNN app.
We know why you've put off your best smile. The time, the cost, the anxiety. That's why Aspen Dental is changing how dentistry is done. With leading implant and denture technology and on-site labs that get you in and out. No more waiting for tomorrow. Now's your time to experience the Aspen Dental difference. Get started with 0 down, 0 interest, paid in full within 18 months. Aspen Dental. It's time to smile again.
Being a pro doesn't start under the lights. It starts in the kitchen, where factory chefs move like point guards, reading heat and timing every pass. And dietitians dial in balance, the way coaches fine-tune plays. Because what you put in is what you get out. And what you eat, that's where it starts. Factor, eat like a pro.
With schizophrenia, it can feel like your symptoms decide what you do and who you can be. If you still have symptoms, be bold and ask your healthcare provider about Cobenfy, a twice-daily pill for the treatment of schizophrenia. Cobenfy is not an antipsychotic. It's a different kind of treatment. Cobenfy showed overall improvement across a range of schizophrenia symptoms. And in clinical studies, most people saw no substantial weight gain.
Don't take if allergic to Cobenfy, have trouble emptying your bladder or stomach, certain liver problems, or untreated narrow-angle glaucoma. Serious side effects such as urinary retention, worsening liver, kidney, bile duct, and gallbladder problems, slow stomach emptying, serious allergic reactions, narrow-angle glaucoma, increased heart rate, and side effects in those with kidney problems may occur. Don't drive or use heavy machinery until you know how Cobenfy affects you. Seek help right away if you have hives, swelling of your face, lips, mouth, tongue, or throat, hoarseness, difficulty speaking, breathing, or emptying your bladder.
Imagine what could be Cobenfy.
Still dealing with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease symptoms despite treatment? Put them in check with Rinvoq. Rinvoq works differently and it's a once daily pill.
When symptoms try to take control, I got rapid relief with Rinvoq. Check.
Rinvoq helped visibly repair my intestinal lining. Check.
I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
Rapid symptom relief, visible repair of the intestinal lining,
and lasting steroid-free remission. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
put UC and Crohn's in check, and keep them there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Hey, Jen. Yeah, look, it's you. It's your pain and congestion. It's all there.
No, I beat my pain and congestion with new Mucinex Rapid and Clear.
Wait, what? Time out! Beat pain, congestion, and headaches. New Mucinex Rapid and Clear.
Thank you for calling the Bombas Comfort Line. Bombas makes slippers, slides, and comfy shoes. And with every purchase, one is donated. Press 1 for comfort, 2 for cozy, 3 for great gifts. Bombas. Visit bombas.com and get 20% off your first order.
William Shakespeare.
I thought you were a man of words. Tell me a story.
What story would you like?
Something that moves you.
All he can hear is the sound of his heartbeat. He can't contain himself any longer. He turns around to look at her forever. Keep your heart open. That was a good story.
Hamnet, rated PG-13, now playing in theaters everywhere.
Want to hear something great?
Mm-hmm. That's a great quote.
You steal stuff?
You.
You nailed it, dude.
Actors on Actors, now streaming on the CNN app.
It's now been 1 week since Minneapolis resident Renee Good was shot and killed by an ICE agent. And violent protests since then between federal agents and local protesters continue to escalate. In response to the growing number of clashes, the state attorney general today asked a judge for a temporary restraining order against the DHS ICE operations there, citing an increased pattern of illegal conduct among ICE agents. And an exclusive CNN poll reveals that most Americans surveyed, more than half of them believe the deadly shooting of Renee Good was an inappropriate use of force. About half say the incident reflects bigger problems with ICE's enforcement tactics, and more than half say the agent's actions are making U.S. cities less safe. CNN senior national correspondent Ryan Young is on the ground for us in Minneapolis with an update on the escalating tension there and the unrest. Ryan, do you think the judge is going to grant this order?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. And of course, this played out in court today, but it was all by phone, Boris. So there's no video of this. Obviously, it's federal court, so we can't shoot video anyway. But you could hear the judge basically saying they're delaying everything till Monday. So we'll figure it out. And of course, at one point, there was a talk about whether Martin Luther King Day would affect that, but they decided to come back on Monday, and they're going to take that up again. The judge noting that this is an emergency, but at the same time, there has to be precedent for the things that the local government is fighting for. If you can hear behind me, you can hear these people here for a vigil. They decided to be here for 3 hours, each hour for one of the kids that was left behind by Renee Good, and the 3 shots that hit and ultimately killed her. This is happening today here. We've seen people come and go as they pay their respects, but obviously it's been tough for the community members here who feel like the violence that happened 2 blocks over, and we'll show you some of this video. Just yesterday, people were asking serious questions about why the heavy-handed tactics were used in the neighborhood. As folks kind of surged in, we witnessed 10 agents on top of 1 man. We also watched agents actually, unfortunately, spray each other with some of that chemical deterrent as they tried to spread this crowd out of there. One of the things that's impacting this neighborhood and the people around here is when they see the ICE agents coming in, they are calling 911. This put a strain on the local police department. In fact, take a listen to the chief of the Minneapolis Police Department talk about what they are dealing with on a day-to-day basis.
They're not coordinating, but we are getting literally dozens of 911 calls every day. In some cases from federal law enforcement, in some cases from people in the community. And it is definitely placing an additional strain on our already short-staffed police department, diverting resources away from preventing street crime, investigating crime, to try and manage a lot of the chaotic situations in the street.
Boris, you asked a clear question. I want to make sure I was pretty clear at the front of this. The TRO was not granted today, so the ICE agents are basically still in place. Let's not forget, there's more than 2,000 of them right now surging throughout this area. That's more than both police departments, St. Paul and Minneapolis at the same time. We keep hearing stories and have seen people trying to follow what they believe are agents. We haven't heard the whistles today. And outside the Whipple building, we saw some of those clashes last night and more flashbangs used on protesters outside that building.
Ryan Young, thank you so much for that update from Minneapolis. Brianna?
CNN has learned the Pentagon is preparing to flood Minneapolis with dozens of military lawyers as part of the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. At least 6 U.S. prosecutors have already resigned over how the Justice Department is handling the investigation into last week's deadly shooting. CNN legal analyst and former federal prosecutor Elliot Williams is with us now. He's also the DOJ's former Deputy Assistant Attorney General for Legislative Affairs and the former Assistant Director for Legislative Affairs for ICE. All titles that are helpful to understand your experience and how it pertains to this. Is this unusual, what the Pentagon is doing here?
No, it's not unusual at its most basic level. Of course, it is common within the government for attorneys to be loaned to one place or another to surge when there just isn't a need. Look, the government, despite what everybody says about the government being too big, actually is quite understaffed in many areas. And lawyers in the immigration context are actually, the government just needs more of them, regardless of where anybody is about this issue. You just don't have enough personnel. What is remarkable is the backdrop to all of this, with the deployments of personnel in Minneapolis, with sort of the boots on the ground, with the sort of surge in immigration enforcement that's far greater than certainly I've seen at any point in my career, even having worked for ICE. So simply putting lawyers someplace, not a big deal. But this world that we're in right now, absolutely remarkable.
That many lawyers, what does that signal that they're going to be doing, and what can they do?
Right. Now, again, there is an enormous backload of immigration cases. Even forget Donald Trump, forget Barack Obama.
That's right.
It's just...
That's right. In the immigration, the bipartisan legislation, part of it was increasing this kind of infrastructure, right?
Infrastructure around immigration judges and immigration lawyers. So that, at its core is a good thing because it makes the system more efficient. Now, again, given all of the statements that the administration and the president have made about what their goals are with respect to immigration, it's, number one, politically controversial, and certainly quite controversial in Minneapolis, given that now a lot of law enforcement personnel are surging there to increase immigration activity. And a lot of folks who, quite frankly, don't appear to have backgrounds in immigration, which itself is somewhat of a problem.
Oh, speak to that a little bit, because you're surging law enforcement for immigration, and now you're surging the lawyers, right?
Exactly.
So it's sort of the 1-2. If they don't have that background, and what do they need to catch up in?
Well, it can be done. Think of it this way: most orthopedic surgeons who might operate.
Now you're really scaring me.
No, but listen, but could probably do the basics of ear, nose, and throat surgery, or not surgery, but just sort of could look in your throat and tell you what's wrong because they studied it for a little bit in law school. But they're not experts in it. They haven't devoted their entire careers to it. And I would say, by extension, people think of lawyers as able to do anything and learn anything on the spot. But someone who's not an immigration or criminal law expert, but quickly put in a position of having to prosecute these cases, operates at a bit of a disadvantage. And merely trying to rush cases through with folks who don't have the background in something actually does a disservice to all parties, to the government and the folks who are swept up in it.
Okay, so if they don't have all of that expertise, immigration officials often have a lot of latitude. Is that the case with immigration lawyers?
Well, certainly the system provides a lot of latitude to everybody, just the discretion to carry out cases. Now, again, lawyers do have the ability to make a decision to bring a case or not. They can decide, we can either allow this person to stay in the country, we can let them stay for quite some time, or just drop the case. And a lot of that does come down to the individual immigration attorney. Regardless of what anyone's politics are on the issue, though, what you want is expertise, and a lot of this surging is sort of bodies at the expense of expertise in the law.
So it's not as if this is sort of just happening, right? The Pentagon authorized up to 600 military lawyers to serve as temporary immigration judges last September. This administration is largely dismantling the JAG system in the military as it has kind of operated before, and moving a lot of these lawyers to serve as immigration judges. What does that tell you that months ago they were shifting people into this role, sort of the lead up to some of these points?
Now, no one should be surprised given what the president, on the campaign trail had pledged to do with immigration in terms of, removing 1 million people from the country a year, which are just absurd numbers based on how the government is currently funded. Now, something I said before, and I've said trying throughout my entire career, we need more immigration judges, and regardless of where you are on this issue, you want the system to work efficiently, either for the benefit of people you want to stay or for the government to get people out of the country who shouldn't be here. You just need the bodies. Now, what the administration appears to be doing is just sort of forcing more folks in who simply don't have the expertise, and that's not good either. I mean, the real solution here is Congress to just get together and come up with some plan for funding and staffing all of our immigration apparatus in the way that it really should for the needs that it has right now.
I had a sinus surgery once. I was very glad to have an ENT do it.
Wasn't an orthopedic surgeon? Did it? Probably not.
It was not an orthopedic surgeon.
And it's a good thing. You want experts to be doing the expert.
I don't. Maybe they would have done a good job. I'm glad I didn't have to find out. All right. Thank you so much, Elliot. Next, from au pair to lover to prosecution witness, a husband's mistress is now testifying in his double murder trial.
Yes. Who's back?
That's a good question.
Thank you. You didn't know you needed.
That means some good news is coming.
New season premieres January 24th on CNN and CNN.
When curiosity strikes about the everyday lives of your family, we're here with answers only your ancestors can provide. See their stories at Ancestry.
3 meetings and 3 stops today. There's just never enough time. If you've ever considered flying private jets, you have to check out One Flight's badge. The badge makes searching and booking private jets as simple as booking a hotel. Just type in your location and find the closest airport. Then choose from over 4,000 jets in one place. When I land, there's always a car waiting for me, courtesy of One Flight. What's your time worth?
Call for a complimentary flight.
Brandon Coley, Jablonski Auto Body, LLC.
What'd she call Harper? Oh, we actually sold the twins naming rights.
Yeah, like stadiums do. Very lucrative.
Oasis Breeze Tan and
The
Spa.
right money moves aren't as absurd as you think. This cough.
Mucus levels are high today, huh? Good thing those other meds don't last.
Not today, cough and chest congestion. I got Mucinex 12 hour.
Most medications let mucus build back up after just 4 hours. Mucinex 12 hour works continuously to break up mucus and move it up and out. Mucinex 12 hour for cough and chest congestion. Rid the congestion, kill the cough.
It doesn't sit well with us. Your hard-earned money sitting in traditional bank accounts, collecting more dust than interest. So we reimagined savings with Vanguard Cash Plus to offer up to 8 times more interest.
I like that.
Vanguard.
Barrett hasn't taken a bite like that in years. Before getting his new teeth from affordable dentures and implants, he could only watch with envy as his friends munched those salty little triangles. But now, that crispy bite he's been dreaming about, it's back. Crunch away, Barrett. You deserve it. Affordable dentures and implants. That's what we do.
Today, business happens virtually everywhere. That's why you need Supermobile from T-Mobile. In moments of high demand, T-Mobile's network adapts to put your business connection first. Supermobile, the best business plan on the best network.
For a limited time, step into savings with up to 50% off on select styles of beautiful new carpet and flooring from Empire today. Save big with up to 50% off. Plus, we'll beat any competitor's offer, guaranteed. Get Empire's home floor advantage and save up to 50% off. Visit EmpireToday.com or call or text to schedule your free in-home estimate. You know the number. 800-588-2300 Today.
Hi, is now a good time to talk about your IBSD? No, maybe later? It's now a good time. Hey, because IBSD is often a multi-symptom condition and talking about it can help. How about now? There's a short-term treatment for lasting relief. Okay, let's talk. It's called Xifaxan. Xifaxan with an X. It's a 2-week treatment for adults with IBSD that provided lasting relief from both abdominal pain and diarrhea and helped relieve bloating and urgency. Think of it like a short-term treatment for lasting relief.
Don't take Xifaxan if you are allergic to its components, rifaximin or rifamycin antibiotic agents. Get help right away if your diarrhea worsens, as this may be a sign of a serious or fatal condition. Tell your doctor if you are pregnant or plan to be, have liver disease, or are taking other medications, as they may increase the amount of Xifaxan in your body. Most common side effects are nausea and increased liver enzymes.
The right time to talk to your doctor about Xifaxan is right now.
Xifaxan.
Closed captioning brought to you by Gilt. Visit Gilt.com today for up to 70% off designer brands.
Gilt has the designers that get your heart racing. At insider prices, new every day. Hurry, they'll be gone in a flash. Designer sales at up to 70% off. Shop Gilt.com today.
The au pair who was having an affair with Brendan Banfield is back on the stand today in his double murder trial. Questioning has so far centered around why she ultimately agreed to cooperate with prosecutors and plead guilty to involuntary manslaughter.
Banfield is accused of killing his wife and another man in February 2023. Prosecutors say the two carried out this elaborate scheme together. CNN correspondent Gene Casares is following the trial. So, Gene, what more did we learn this morning?
Well, it was all about cross-examination for the bulk of the morning. They're at lunch now. It will continue this afternoon. But what the defense attorney is trying to show John Carroll is that everything she testified yesterday to about this elaborate plan that Brendan figured out so he could get rid of his wife because he didn't want to get divorced, to hire someone to come in as an escort, and then for him to go in and yell police and shoot him in the head and kill him because he was an intruder, and then he could save the day and then kill his wife and blame it on that escort, saying that he went in to murder the wife. So there she is, Juliana, right there, and it was all morning. It was jailhouse letters that she wrote to show how her emotions were changing through time, to show that she finally was desperate and would say anything to get out. We want to show everybody some of these jailhouse letters that she actually wrote to different people. One being Brendan Banfield's mother, who was supporting her at that time. It's interesting, also paying for attorney. So she says, I'm not going to cooperate with them. There's nothing on you, so I don't know what they're going to use. Now, that was December of 2023. And then she says, sometimes I just think to myself, like, I can't believe I'm facing life in prison for someone. Things weren't supposed to be this way, right? But people are stupid, including me, and make mistakes, act without thinking. That's how I did. So is that placing the responsibility solely on her? But as the defense kept going through this, she finally, in fall of 2024, gets to the point where Brendan isn't corresponding with her anymore. The mother is still paying for everything. His mother paid to get her commissary food, phone privileges to Brazil. But she finally is presented with a deal where she could plead guilty and testify against him. And her mother had just sent her from Brazil an email like the day before saying, well, Brendan planned all this. We don't know how the mother learned that or said that, but defense was trying to show that the mother was a big influence on her. And it's so important for this witness, Juliana, the au pair, to be discredited by the defense because everything she says implicates Brendan Banfield, the man who's facing 2 life terms.
Yeah, and this is only day 2. I mean, who else can we expect to hear from this week?
It's going to be all forensics. There's going to be so much forensics here, from blood spatter to probably crime scene reconstructionist to phone records to so much, because the prosecutor said in their opening statement, you're going to hear her testimony, but you're going to see how all the forensics corroborates what she's saying is true. And so it's going to be a lot of experts. But then, Brianna, you've got the battle of the experts. And when you have battle of an experts in the courtroom, the defense is going to have an expert too. They're going to have cross-examination too. And you're left with, oh, well, maybe it's this way, maybe it's that way. So I think her testimony is crucial here. The jury's got to believe beyond a reasonable doubt that she is telling the truth.
Just a really stunning case. Gene Casares, thank you so much. So Norway is now sending defense personnel to Greenland amid President Trump's threats to take control of the territory. Some details when we come back.
The story is everything is bad and getting worse. What?
I got news for you. New season premieres January 24th on CNN and next day on the CNN app.
Password 1234.
Incorrect password.
Technology, am I right?
We need a new tech lead.
Sponsor your job on Indeed and get matched with quality candidates when you need them most. Visit Indeed.com/hire now.
Thank you for calling the Bombas Comfort Line. Bombas is socks, slippers, tees, and underwear. Press 1 to run in Bombas, 2 to sleep in Bombas, 3 to pet a llama in Bombas. And with every purchase, 1 is donated. Bombas. Visit Bombas.com and get 20% off your first order.
These dishes just aren't getting clean.
The problem isn't your machine. It's likely your detergent. Really? I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These pods dissolve completely, releasing more soaping, scrubbing, and rinsing action. Plus, the grease-fighting power of Dawn, breaking down up to 100% of tough stuck-on food.
That's impressive.
And it works so well, it even keeps your filter clean. Cascade, Roto-Rooter recommended, safe for pipes.
This January at Renewal by Anderson, replace your windows, your patio doors, or your entry door, and we're going to give you an amazing opportunity. You ready? Pay nothing. And I mean zero zilch nada for 12 months. Just to be clear, that's for a whole year. I'm talking about no money down, no monthly payments, and no interest until January of 2027. Get your windows and doors now and take advantage of our pay it down the line financing. And did you know over 60% of all our customers choose to finance? It just makes sense. But hold on, why choose Renewal by Anderson in the first place? Because choosing Renewal by Anderson to replace your windows and doors makes your home worth more. 3 out of 4 realtors surveyed agree that Anderson products increase a home's value by at least 10%. Do the math. I think you're going to be happy. And when you're ready to sell your home, it's possible that your new windows and doors could help pay for themselves by increasing the value of your home. Before January 31st, buy one window or door and get the next one 40% off. Plus, get an additional $45 off each window and door with no money down, no monthly payments, and no interest for 12 months. And here at Renewal by Anderson, your local design consultants, measure technicians, certified master installers, and customer service team are all going to give you the best home improvement experience you've ever had. Let us show you colors, styles, and inspiration for your home. Get started by meeting with one of our design consultants by January 31st. Call 1-800-501-1400. That's 1-800-501-1400.
Ready to be free from dinner time stress? Then you've got to try Tovala. Choose from over 35 meals delivered every week and designed by Tovala chefs to cook perfectly every single time. Just scan a code, sit back, and enjoy a dinner that cooks itself. Join Tovala today and get your smart oven included for free, but only for a limited time. Seriously, don't overthink this one. Start now at Tovala.com.
Hun, take Airborne. It'll help fill those holes your immune system may have.
Holes? Take Airborne. It gives you 7 key immune-supporting nutrients, including vitamin C, D, and zinc. It's our most complete support yet.
We will always find a place to play, but what we crave more than anything is a chance to compete as part of a team. Let's team up and provide more affordable, competitive sport opportunities for kids like us.
Taylor's engagement was just Princess Di level news.
$2.2 billion in spend is projected based on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding planning.
I do. The Taylor and Travis era. Now streaming on the CNN app.
Just minutes from now, we're expecting to hear from top officials from Denmark and Greenland following their critical meeting with Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. It comes as President Trump intensifies his threat to take over the territory, posting earlier on social media, quote, anything less than U.S. control of Greenland is unacceptable. Meantime, Denmark just announced it's taking new steps to boost its military presence in and around the area. With us now to discuss is former NATO Supreme Allied Commander General Wesley Clark. General, thanks so much for being with us. So there's already a U.S. space base on Greenland. Couldn't the U.S. just accomplish its national security goals in concert with Greenland and Denmark's government?
It would certainly seem to be the case that you could set up an arrangement and put the bases in that you want. You could do the patrols. You can bring the Danes in with you in the joint headquarters. You could call it national security control of Denmark. Doesn't have to necessarily mean ownership. Just have the control. You could also set up the same arrangement with, let's say, economic exploitation of minerals in Greenland. So there are different ways to go at this other than simply saying you've got to own the territory.
So why do you think Trump is going this route?
Well, he says it makes him more comfortable. But, you know, he's the president. That's what he wants to do. There are alternatives to this that will be more palatable. I think it has put a lot of stress on NATO.
Yeah, and on that question, Trump has argued that U.S. ownership of Greenland would be vital for his proposed Golden Dome, but also he suggests that U.S. control would make NATO far more formidable and effective. How do you see those justifications, not only on NATO, but on that proposed missile defense system?
I'd have to understand the details, Boris, of why simply positioning assets up there would be less effective than, let's say, legal ownership of the territory. It's not clear from what he said, but there are many ways to go after it. I do feel that this relationships in the Arctic are changing. Russia is up there. They're challenging us. China wants that Northwest Passage over the top of Siberia to get to Europe on a shorter route. There's a lot of challenges in the Arctic coming, and the United States really hasn't prepared for it very well. We don't have the icebreakers we need to work in the Arctic. But we can have all the access we need under the existing arrangements in Greenland, it seems to me. So maybe there's something here that we don't see, but superficially at least, I hope that Rubio meeting with the Danes and the Greenland Prime Minister turns out the right way and gives us whatever shred of additional control that we need. I think we could establish a joint command up there, an Arctic command that NATO doesn't have. But again, this proliferates commands, and Pentagon's been trying to reduce the number of commands. But there's many ways to go after this.
So I wonder what you make of this proposal, this legislation that's been introduced by Senators Murkowski and Senator Shaheen that would effectively block any funding to the Pentagon or to the State Department for the purpose of taking over NATO territory without consent. Do you consider it effective, perhaps premature, or misguided?
I think it's part of the give and take that goes on in politics in the United States. This is essentially a political issue. The military issue, the national security issue can be solved. But this is about the battle in the Senate and in Congress between Democrats and Republicans and different views of how they see the country moving forward.
General Wesley Clark, we have to leave the conversation there. Always appreciate hearing your perspective.
Thank you, Boris.
Up next, we have some brand new details about an early morning FBI raid at the home of a Washington Post journalist. Hear what agents may have been looking for when we come back.
Entertaining is easy when every room has a view. Enter for your chance to win HGTV Dream Home 2026. Brought to you by Wayfair. Every stop, every home.
I wish I wasn't afraid to smile. I wish I could get implants. I wish I knew who to trust.
I'm not looking for another quick fix.
I want to smile and know the rest.
Clear Choice Smiles are made to stand the test of time. They're built by dental implant experts, backed by 20 years of pioneering research and a lifetime warranty on premium arches. Our smiles are built for life. Schedule your free consultation today.
Morning.
Cough? Congestion?
All in one and done. Mucinex Kickstart.
Headache? Better.
Mucinex gives a morning jolt of instant cooling sensation. Also, try new Kickstart severe congestion and cough.
When investing leads to questions, JP Morgan Wealth Management has powerful tools, research from expert analysts, and a single view of your banking and investing accounts right in the Chase mobile app. When you want to take control of your financial future, the answer is JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Oh, it's mesmerizing.
I can't look away.
Clean that greasy mess.
And not even scrubbing.
Well, fluff my feathers.
Dawn Platinum is bringing it.
You know it. It cuts through the grease better than their old dish soap.
Keep whacking.
Platinum breaks down the slimy stuff it would leave behind, removing 99% of grease and food residue. That's why only Dawn is trusted to save wildlife.
Yeah.
I'd fly so for a clean like that.
Dawn Platinum, the better grease getter.
care.
After my accident, I couldn't quite do things like I used to. My dad introduced groups to me. I love the support, and when I got into martial arts, we got in it together. A real fight deserves a real boost.
For a limited time, step into savings with up to 50% off on select styles of beautiful new carpet and flooring from Empire today. Save big with up to 50% off. Plus, we'll beat any competitor's offer, guaranteed. Get Empire's home floor advantage and save up to 50% off. Visit EmpireToday.com or call or text to schedule your free in-home estimate. You know the number.
800-588-2300 Empire Today.
Because of you, I don't like my house this noisy. Outside is so slippery. We're taking our time. It's cold today. It's a very cold day in Minneapolis. That's what we go through here every day in the winter. It has not been snowing, but I checked the weather forecast and see when the next snow is going to fall. It's just slippery, that's all. Walking down to my car, I gotta hold on to things. I don't fall in the ice. Because when you fall in the damn ice, you'll break your neck. Understand? So we'll take our time. We'll walk slowly. 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 Holding onto my car. Slowly. Slowly. That's the way it is. Minneapolis. One walk slowly. That's how we do it. There's spot right here. It cost me to face mass coverage. British girl. Good afternoon from Minneapolis. I'm live because I feel like. Let's go now. I'm going for my massage. I get massage every month because the job I do, it causes a lot of stress behind my neck. Psychologically, physically, I do. So today I will not get facial because the lady's asking for 90 minutes. Cost me an extra $40. So I cannot do facial today. My face is burning already. That means I need facial now. Facial is $70. And I gotta run to the mall to pay my bill. All kinds of bullshit's going on here this afternoon. 18 degrees. That's why. It's fucking 18 degrees. Can you imagine? You live in a whole state where it's just 18 degrees. That's why it feels so damn cold today. Just want to check the weather and see how it's going to snow. The weather, the temperature is dropping. That's why it's going to snow. Stay in my lane. I like to stay in my lane. I'm going for massage right in my neighborhood. I don't like to drive too far away. Everything is done right in the neck of my woods. I want some French bread for my salads. Shit. Oh, you know, Charlotte, you came 5 minutes late, so your session will not go on until for the next 5 minutes. You late for 10 minutes. I ain't got time for that bullshit today. Today is all about me. Let me get some massage done because of that long drive. I need some massage done on my body. That's what I need right now. Ooh, good afternoon. I'm here for my section.
Okay. You are with Sarah today for 90 minutes.
Yes, I am.
Okay. You are checked in if you want to head back to the tranquility room, okay?
Okay, ma'am. My flashlight on. So this is the tranquility room where you wait until you are called. So I'm sitting here waiting for massage. This is part of the fake life. You know, people can't afford they kind of living. Oh, she living a fake life. We're not hopping on buses or trains. We drive our cars and come for massage once a month. It helps us relax mentally, spiritually, and physically. That's most important. Put your money to where your body is. Don't waste money on not paying in like people. They get shit to offer. I will be getting ready for massage. I want to say thank you for watching. Have a blessing for free afternoon. I'll be back tonight for more hot topics. Don't forget, I do free shit. Free shit, don't pay me the massage. Free shit, don't put gas in my car. Free shit, don't pay the fucking bills. Alright?